All right, guys, what's going on, man? I'm going to be teaching you guys today my favorite chart pattern. Okay, this is my favorite Forex pattern. It's probably a lot of people's favorite, just for the simple fact that it is really, really, really easy to motherfucking trade. All right. Now, with saying that, this particular pattern has different variations of it. Okay, and I'm kind of going to break down why. All right, so this is going to be one of those gems that you may want to watch. All right, so let's get a white canvas up here. So now, this is all I'm going to do. Draw a resistance point and draw a support point. And now, I want you guys to imagine a chart coming up. It's making its little down moves up and down. And then you see another high. And then you see that. Oh. Okay. You see this right here. Now, what does this look like to you guys? And when I mean this, I mean this part right here. What does that look like? If you said it looks like a M, or a Rocky Mountain, you were right. But if you said it looked like an M, you are right on the money. For those of you who already know the foreign exchange market and know all these patterns, this would be a lot easier for you. But this is a double top, okay? And particularly, this is my favorite type of double top. So I don't know if you guys all know the the two different types, I guess, technically. It's four, technically, but just two different variations of it. So if we're looking at that there, when we're coming up to this resistance point, because on higher time frames, those support and resistance points are way more powerful than the smaller time frames. They hold up a lot more. Okay, so when you're doing your top-down analysis from the monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, and an hour, and you see that we're coming up on a monthly or a weekly resistance point, and we made a M, a double top, but not just any M. Notice that this particular M, this part right here, this part of the double top did something very important. Okay, I'm not going to break it down too much because this particular thing I teach pretty heavy on my private mentorship. But with this double top, what's above these highs here? What do normal traders look at that high and do when price goes above that high? You have breakout traders that'll see that high and have buy stops there, or they'll just naturally execute an order and just hop in and be like, oh, hey, we're about to go up some more. Okay, cool. That's perfectly fine. And you have people stop losses from people who have sold down here, right? So you have people stop losses who thought this was the top and it's going to start reversing. The trend's going to reverse here, and they're selling. They just got hit out with their stop losses, and we just activated buy stops and buy orders. People putting in buy orders all in here. Now remember, in the Forex market, you need somebody to be a buyer in order for you to be a seller. Okay, so there's a such thing as institutional trading. There's big banks that's trading way more money than me, way more money than you guys, and private firms that are trading way more money. They're controlling the market. It's a computerized system that is controlling the market, but also smart money controlling the market. The big fish. Okay? And the big fish wants to knock out retail. This is one of the reasons why 90% of traders actually fail. Is because the manipulation within the market. If you understand the manipulation of the market, you will get this. I'm not going to explain it too much. Like I said, this is in the mentorship. But once we gather all of those orders for a price, because how many people may have sold here, seen possibly an M here, and was like, oh, okay, it's going to go down now. And it doesn't go down the way you want it to with the double top or the double bottom. And you see that M, you're like, oh, this is about to go down for sure. And it doesn't completely go down. It makes one more push up, and then it just grabs liquidity there. And then that stopped you out, and then like you woke up in the morning and seeing this large push down here. And you woke up, you're like, oh fuck, that I knew it was going down. Why the hell did it come up just to hit me out? I've had that happen, guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people who's gonna watch this video has had that happen, where you set a trade, leave it alone, see it hit you out, then went your way. There's a reason for that. I'm not gonna go in depth with it, but there are reasons behind that. But once we collect all those orders, because banks need orders to go against them, like even their own orders, they go against their own orders at times. I'm not gonna really explain that. So when price comes down, there's still buyers here. So there's still swing traders that seen that higher end that would hold that for weeks. There's position traders, people who would trade long term, or even day traders who may trade and hold trades for a couple days, thinking that, oh, okay, yeah, it went down, I'm supposed to go a little negative, it'll come back to get me. Okay? But in reality, it's not going to come back to get them. Just because all the banks want to do is mitigate price to where all their buys that they did right here can either break even when it's here and be less negative, because now they're trying to sell. This is when the trends reverse, when they're actually trying to sell. So when they are doing this, they come back up to mitigate some of those orders and come back down. So this is why I always tell people the neckline of double tops and double bottoms are pretty important, and you should be paying attention to those all the time, because normally they are always retested for the most part. And then price shoots down again. And then, of course, they had to run the market up here. Right? Market makers move the market, so they have to run the market up here. So they have to, once again, mitigate those orders that they had there. This is how trends are made. Yep. Boom. And then from there, once it hits the other trend, you may see consolidation, or you may see price go a little lower and then turn around and do the exact same thing. All right, so this goes for double tops and double bottoms, right? So this is my favorite type of double tops and double bottoms, because you see it's just retesting, getting those buys that they did out, mitigate those because they're selling. Their sales are killing it. Their buys, they're taking very minimum losses with the buys, but pushing these things down. Now, my favorite is when the second half, my favorite double top is when the second half of that M exceeds the first. Okay, when I see this is really bread and butter for me. And when I see it and it's hitting a particular point that I wanted to hit, it's even better. My mouth is watering at that point, because this is a easy trade, and this happens on all time frames. So if you go to the 1 minute chart, 5 minute, 15, whatever, it happens all the time. It'll happen more on the lower time frames, of course, because there's more candles, but it happens on the daily. If we did something like this on the daily, that's a lot of damn pips to be able to get in where this box is, and also be able to get in on a retest here and keep going down with it. That's 2 long-term trades that you have that will be able to make you a shit ton of money. Now, the next type of double top that I like. There we go. It's when price comes down. There we go. Or you got the double bottom. That'll do the same exact thing. It's pretty much the same concept, but this one will be a little harder to catch unless you're used to it. Okay. Now, with this, I want you to notice the same exact things are happening. Now, normally this rush up right here will hit this resistance to support line that I got below for the double top and double bottoms below. This will be the one that hits that major point that you think that's the point where it's going to reverse. And this is also the point where this may run a high of some sort. Here, it may run a high. And just like this may run a low. And what is it doing? Once a high or a low is actually taken, it's activating what? Buy stops here, sell stops here, and people's stop losses that may have been at those highs and lows. Okay? Once we gather those orders up there, which is called liquidity, we come down and we come up. Why don't we exceed the first half like we did with the first one? With the first type of double top and double bottom, is because we took liquidity here, we activated buy stops here, so we have enough orders to keep pushing this down. Now, the orders that we were buying with up here, we came back up to mitigate those. If you don't know what mitigate means, look it up. We came up here to mitigate those, and then we pushing it down because we want to trap the buyers into here. Right, just like we want to trap the sellers into here. We don't want to keep going down and give them a chance to break even, or at that even go profitable. We want to come back down, keep them in there, and fly back up. Okay? But this is a fantastic thing to do, and I'm going to actually give you one example here of, if you guys needed that, just go back and pause it. I'm going to show you why this is such a beautiful thing to know. Let's say we have a double bottom, which we do right here, right? It was a little bit of consolidation in it. I'm going to find a cleaner one for you. Guys, but if you pay attention to like literally what you just learned, you guys would be some monsters. That's the easiest trading that I can ever show. All right. So any time a double top or double bottom forms, you're expecting price to run that middle part. Okay. Not gonna really go into too much in depth why. I said that would be unfair to my personal students. So we have a double bottom here. I'm gonna do an extra one just for shits and giggles. We have a double bottom. It looks like a double bottom is forming. Once all of this is gone, guys, I'm gonna show you just how it'll look. Well, once you have this, it looks like a double bottom is actually forming, right? Let me exit that. Oh man, did it throw me back? I think it did. But there we go. And we're on the daily. I'm gonna go to a smaller time frame to see a little bit more. But at this double bottom, this is that low here, right? This is where people are putting their stop losses who may have been buying. Now we're on the daily, so only people buying on a day like this is, swing traders, or if not, position traders. But this same thing happens on the 1 hour and the 5 minute, which we're gonna go over a tad bit here. So once price runs that low, so remember, I'm gonna draw it out for you again. Okay, so I'm drawing that out only to show. I'm gonna draw the same line I got underneath it there. Okay, it had a little extra consolidation before that, but this is where we are trapping sellers, right? We don't want to get them out. We ran that low to collect their sell orders and stop losses, ran them out. So we ran these people out because, like I said, this happens on the hour and lower time frame. So this happens. And price runs down inside of here. This is where I would be a buyer. Now, there's ways that I get wick entries when this happens, but I teach that inside of my mentorship. So I'm not going to teach that too crazy in here. And if you do want to know, link will be below on how to become a member, but also I have 2 free courses that I will also link in the description as well, so you guys will be able to take advantage of both, which is, they're both fantastic. It'll teach you how to become a trader for free. It just doesn't go over like institution type trading. Okay. But once price came down, it trapped those buyers. It played around, but once price came up, just like it did here, what did it do? It came back down where? Right into this. Once it passed it, came back down right into. Now this is a good one because it's a little sloppy. But price came back down right into that, and then what did it do? It immediately ran back up. Okay. Now what I want to do is go to the 5 minute. That'll show me a bit more, right? So even this little ugly double top here, we have boom, 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 boom. Okay, then the retest right here, just like it's supposed to, and then it went down a bit. But with this double top, this is easy to become a seller here, because once price runs that, it even gave us a fake out pattern where it peaked out, then went straight back in and wanted to go down. I'm on a 5 minute. This was a very quick scalp on the 5 minute because I would have been in up here, and that was 24 pips worth of a gain. Now the thing about doing this type of thing on a smaller time frame, your stop losses could be so small, but your take profits would be so big. So this is where I would have a 1-to-6 or 1-to-8 risk reward ratio, and it'll go well. So if I had 6 losses in a row, which it never really happens, but if I have, or you have 6 losses in a row, you have a 1-to-8, and that wins, you just mitigated all those losses. You just erased all those losses and came out with 2 wins. Okay? So those of you who may end up following me on Instagram and all that good stuff, you'll see me posting all of these wick entries, and you may be able to tell, like even from this video, that I did that wick entry off of a easy double bottom or a double top method that I'm showing you now. This whole box up here is key. All right, this whole fake out pattern is key, because all price did was come back in here, test this, because we had buys in here. The institution still had buys in here, and they want to mitigate that loss. I mean those buys. I'm sorry. and then it goes straight back down. It's like it's accurate. And once it touches it to mitigate those, it goes right back down. But that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go too in depth with everything. Otherwise, this video would be way too long. I will make another video tomorrow. I'm making them every day for you guys so you guys can kind of see how I'm trading, live trades that I may post. And you guys can ask all of your questions here. Get those 2 free courses. I'm telling you, and I've been told those 2 free courses are better than people's paid courses. So go check them out. Tell your friends about the free courses. And I promise you that they will love you forever, that they're able to even learn this type of stuff for free. All right, guys. See you later. And you guys have a wonderful day whenever you, depends on when you're watching this, actually. But I hope you have a good day.